So I went to a publisher in central Tokyo for the first time in 3 weeks. It was the first time I went to the very central area of Tokyo in 3 weeks. Because of the partial lockdown, I have been teleworking and I haven't been in this area. But I had to record a public lecture, so I had to go to the publishing house, Kadokawa, and so I had this opportunity to observe what's happening in central Tokyo. What is amazing is that the trains are running on schedule. This is typically Japanese. Even at this time of crisis, the Japanese are running the train on schedule, and there were very few passengers actually. So it's not partial, it's total lockdown, but it is a partial lockdown, and number of people who brave the street to go to their workplaces are diminished. But even so, some people do have to go to their offices and so on, like I did yesterday. So it was really revealing to observe what's happening in Tokyo now. And it's a subtle mixture of people's adaptation to this situation. And I think the Japanese people are really good at adapting to this new normal. The fact that the number of infected cases and the number of deaths from COVID-19 is low can be probably attributed to the very delicate and thoughtful ways the Japanese go about in adapting to this situation. So that is a great plus for Japan. However, having said that, some people mix this adaptation of the people at large with the political, success of the Japanese government, which is actually really a separate thing. The fact that the Japanese government have been very slow in increasing the number of COVID-19 tests, as well as their inability to compensate those businesses affected from this situation, and the slow reaction of the school system for students who cannot attend the school in providing child learning environments. I think all of this, I think, when you see the picture, I don't think the Japanese government's adaptation to this crisis has been an A plus. Wow, I think it's C or maybe F, failure. The fact that the coronavirus outbreak has been more or less contained in Japan compared to other nations is probably the result of the efforts of the Japanese people, not the successful, policy making of the Japanese government. So these two are separate. But some people who would like to support the government say that the COVID-19 outbreak is not so great in Japan because of the government's successful policy making, which I think is not correct, unfortunately. So we really need to, think separately about the Japanese people's adaptation to this crisis and the government's policy making. These are separate issues. I think it's really necessary to think clearly at this time of crisis. Otherwise, we lose the essential picture. And some people actually try to gain politically from this confusion of, points of view. And I don't think that's a good idea to attribute the successful, containment of the COVID-19 outbreak to the successful Japanese government policy, which is not.